Whew. Leg day. Ooh, baby. I'm not the most strong. I'm not the strongest guy out there. And I don't necessarily claim that I work the hardest. But I definitely, as you can see from my shirt, get toasted during leg day. Oh, it's fun. I felt like I've kind of actually hit a plateau these last couple weeks. I got up to the point to where I was repping 315 for about 11, 12. I think the most I did was 12 squats in a set. And then I'd go 12, and then I'd do as many as I could, which was about 8, and then 6, and 5, and 3, whatever it was. And that was about a month and a half ago. That's actually my first video that I posted on my account, was repping 315. And then kind of just like, maybe it's a mental thing because I'm saying this, but I feel like I hit a plateau. I feel like I can't do that anymore. I mean, tonight I got, I think it was 8 or 7 for 315 max, and then I did 6, and then I did 4. So I don't know. Your mental game is very important. You have to build yourself up, hype yourself up, know you're gonna do something, but sometimes you fail, right? Like maybe that was at 2 when I was about 10-12 pounds heavier. I've lost about a solid 12 pounds of fat in this month and a half since I did that last. So maybe that has to do something with it. I was eating a lot more. Probably does, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But now, I'm doing pause squats, which are great. I'm repping 225 on the pause squats. I did 3 sets of 7. Those hurt. Leg press, working my way up to 720 on leg press. And today I did 2 sets. I worked 2 sets of 720 for 4 reps. But I worked my way up, and then after the second set of 720, I went back down. A plate on each side, take it off. Vice versa when I'm going up. I like it. I'm trying to get stronger. But that mentality, man, that's a fickle thing. Went and supported my alumni high school. There was the boys basketball game last night, and the refs, I'll be honest, I'm not one to complain about refs, and that's not what I'm doing right here either. There were some questionable calls. Within the first 2 minutes, I think it was 3 or 4 personal fouls on the home team, and they're questionable. I mean, I'm not a huge basketball guy. My wife, huge into basketball, so she was getting mad. Those aren't fouls, yada yada. And I'm just like, well, it kind of looked like one, but also maybe it didn't. I don't know. I didn't play. I always just pushed people around when I played basketball. I was a wrestler and a football player. But you could tell, right? At the beginning of the game, they were just on. Their passing game was great. They were just doing so good. And then when those fouls started coming in, you watched everything just drop. And for about a quarter and a half, 2 quarters, they were down. Where at the beginning of the game, they were up by, that first 2 minutes, they were up by like 10 points. Quick scoring. But because their mentality, they started getting frustrated, they started getting upset, their mentality went down. And their playing went down. Which, interesting. Very interesting. Where we're reading in the Book of Mormon right now, Lehi is talking to his sons. And again, Lehi's the one who brought his family over from Israel to I believe they landed in South America, and then throughout the 1,000 years, you know, people worked their way up into North America. But Lehi talks a lot about the mentality of his sons. He compares them. One son is just on the ball, man. He does what the Lord wants him to do. His other son, 2 sons, they don't. You know, they are very hard-headed, stubborn, quick to anger, quick to not take accountability for their actions. And you see how they don't progress throughout the stories. I've just been thinking about that today. You know, it's very interesting. Last night, my son, you know, he's a great kid, but he's at that stage in life too where it's never his fault. He's not the one doing something wrong. And he huffs, mumbles under his breath. He back-talked his mom 2 nights ago, you know, and it's just like about 10. And it's just getting to that point where he doesn't want to take accountability. His mentality is very poor. And as a parent, I'm trying to help. You know, I want to help. But it's not always that simple. You know, you can have so many good influences in your life. You know, you can have people who want to help you, who are always there. And unless you decide personally that you are going to make a change, it doesn't matter. We see that in the Book of Mormon right now. You know, Lehi's sons, Laman and Lemuel, they don't want to change. They'll be changed for a little bit by people, but they never take the accountability on themselves. Lifting, you know, I listened to a thing on YouTube before I got to the gym today, and it was Arnold. You know, he's talking about if you hit a plateau, try something different. And so I did. You know, I actually did abs for about 20 minutes before I even touched my legs. And then I jumped right into 315. I didn't even do a warm-up set on squats. And I did 8, right? It wasn't my 11 or 12, but it didn't necessarily make me angry. It didn't really kill my mentality because I went out and I destroyed everything else. So mentality, it's huge. It's very important to stay mentally strong. If you don't stay mentally strong, I don't think that you can accomplish being physically strong, being spiritually strong, because it's all self. Everything is self. So, I don't know. Take what you want. I watched Pirates of the Caribbean. Take what you want and give nothing back, which I disagree with, right? Always give back when you can. Have a good mentality. Stay strong. Stay physically strong. Stay mentally strong. And stay spiritually strong.